I'm a bit of a historian. I think about the Normandy invasion and the Screaming Eagles flying in those C-47s and parachuting in to San Miguel's and the gliders. And I just think of the unbelievable bravery of that generation. And then it's kind of not a burden, but a privilege for all of us who come into this division. And I came as a young major to put that Screaming Eagle patch on, knowing the legacy of the division during World War II, Bastogne, and then of course in Vietnam, and where it became an air mobile division and really set the stage for helicopter operations and maneuver warfare. And so the patch means a lot to me. Old Abe is, you know, I guess if I put a tattoo on it, tattoo Old Abe on my right shoulder. We were the first unit to deploy after Saddam attacked Kuwait. And we took all my Apaches. They bumped our battalion up. And we got into Dhahran in Saudi Arabia. And we started training. And we had to hit the targets at 2:38 in the morning. And I'm very proud to say at both sites, because of it, we fired our rockets and missiles right at 2:38 in the morning. And it was a 4 minutes and 30 seconds worth of chaos. We were firing Hellfires, taking them out. Each one of the aircraft had 2 primary targets and a secondary target of their wingman. And so we double tapped all the stuff. We took out all their power generation, so it shut everything down. We took out their communications. And then luckily at 4,000 meters as we were coming in, we took out the air defense systems and then did the rest of the mission and peeled off and started flying back. As we're flying back, no one knew we were out there because it was a highly classified mission. And here we are flying low level south, looking up at all the Allied aircraft with look down, shoot down radar flying overhead through the gap. And luckily, the ABCCC West that was flying, controlling that airspace, came on and said, all Allied aircraft, those helicopters flying south are ours. And we felt pretty okay. Now everybody knows we're okay. And it was kind of funny. One of the Brits in a tornado said, good hunting, chaps, well done, well done. And if they asked me to go out and try it again, I don't know if I would sign up for it. I give a lot of credit. My pilots were wonderful, great, brave, courageous, and bold. But if it wasn't for our crew chiefs and maintainers and our armament guys, that mission never would have gone. That was the first time we took the all-volunteer Army to war. And it was also the first time we fought a big land battle after we stood up the National Training Center, the Joint Readiness Training Center, where we'd take battalions and brigades out and practice warfighting. And so there was a lot of work done in the mid-'80s and late '80s to prepare the Army to go in there and win that ground war, you know, in what, 100 hours? And so it took a while to rebuild that Army from Vietnam. And at the same time, move from a draftee Army, when I first came in, to an all-volunteer Army. So it proved that when young Americans volunteer to don the cloth of our nation, you're getting quality people. When you put that patch on, you're standing on the shoulders of those who won World War II, fought unbelievable in Vietnam, won the Gulf War, and then did great things during Iraq and Afghanistan. And you know, you stand on their shoulders, and you ought to be proud that you're afforded the opportunity to put that patch on. The Pentagon decided we need to stand up a special operations aviation outfit to be able to do these type of things. The Army made a decision, let's form this up. Now, most of the pilots at the time came out of the 101st. You know, we took the rib out of the 101st and took all their pilots and stuff other than me and a couple other guys. But they all came out of Bravo Company 229th Attack Helicopter. They came out of the company, the Chinooks out of 7th Battalion, and then 158th Blackhawks. And so they formed up what they called Task Force 160, put it under the 101st initially, And then, of course, it grew into what you know now as the 160th Regiment. But those were exciting times back then. But the 160th during the 80s, whether it's Grenada or Panama, started improving, and it brought the entire readiness and combat capability of the conventional aviation force. Now everybody was flying night vision goggles. Everybody was using the TTPs, the tactics, techniques, and procedures to do strikes and how to avoid the enemy and get in for the targets. And so the regiment has paved the way for what we see today in the conventional Army. And as you just saw the other day in Venezuela, a couple weeks ago, they're taking it to a new height. So I was blessed to be part of it as a captain, and then I ended up commanding the regiment. Came back after I commanded a couple other outfits. I came back to command the regiment for a couple years before I pinned on 1 star. So, and I just left the 160th, and it's unbelievable people. And we just had our first Medal of Honor aviator since Vietnam, the Chinook pilot, Mr. Slovan. Tremendous organization, but it grew out of the 101st. And so when you're a 2-star general division commander, your job is really kind of like managing an orchestra. You know, okay, drums come in, violins come in, okay, a little bit of oboes. I mean, because you've got great colonels and lieutenant colonels and sergeant majors running their outfits, and what you have to do is have the strategy for their training as well as resource the training. So yeah, it fit like a glove. It was my 4th time in the division. So it was a fun time, great honor. Never thought I'd command the 101st, be honest with you. But right after 9/11 happened, I knew our Rakasans were on DRB, Division Ready Brigade, and I knew we were going to send people. You know, when we did Desert Shield, Desert Storm, this community was here for us, and you're still here for us. And so it's a special place with a special relationship with the outside community. At 9/11, I closed the post right after I saw the 2nd airplane hit. Why? We have the we got the 160th here, we had 5th Group here, and we knew that we were a threat because of all our helicopters, and we'd gotten some intel that there may be, you know, pockets out there trying to infiltrate. So we have 10 gates. I closed the entire post, and we went to Force Protection Delta like that about 9:30. Well, it's after PT. Can you imagine the lines on 41A? It took some guys 1, 2, 3 hours. Up and down from G's Pancake House all the way down this strip. They started bringing food out to our troops in their cars because I mean, it was just a log jam. And this community just, because they saw what happened, they knew that we were locked down, and here's the troops trying to get on post and stuff, but we're double checking every car, the whole thing, because I was afraid of car bombs coming in. And the community just were donating food, you know, the McDonald's, the Wendy's and stuff, and just carrying them out to the troops while they were waiting to get on post. No one asked them to, but that's what they did. So that's that special relationship this community has with us. So we've always gone to the next level of human and technical interface to give our enemy more dilemmas to deal with so that we always are successful. And so that's kind of the culture. We've always wanted to improve what we do.